Fernando, welcome to Fight Week. How's it feeling thus far, man? Are you taking it all in, or is it just straight business right now?
Which Fernando are you talking?
Both of you guys.
Go ahead, Ed.
This is something that I've lived my whole life, but Junior hasn't. So, to me, it's a blessing to be able to guide him through it, and you know, they're gonna be asking you questions like this, like that. Sometimes they're gonna be dumb questions, and you're not gonna want to answer them, and so everything he's going through, I've already been through, and so I'm just happy to be here every step of the way as a father and as his trainer. So I'm super excited for him.
It feels good for me being here, having my dad next to me. He's been here plenty of times. I mean, you guys have seen the biggest fights. Yori Boy Campas, Raul Marquez, I Corte, Trinidad, Oscar. I mean, the list goes on and on. So, and it's something that I was around as a kid, just being at the press conferences, the energy at fights. So, having my dad to guide me, he was, an HBO fighter, top of the game, in a time where it was the hardest to become world champion and a fighter. And my dad was respected by the whole world, So definitely for this moment, it's helped me a lot to just take heed to my dad's instructions.
And obviously, you're no stranger to the big stages. The Vargas family is no stranger to these big stages with the spotlights around them. So when you talk to Junior, have you been able to tell him like, hey man, here's some tips of how to thrive under the spotlight? And obviously, because it doesn't get much bigger than Netflix.
Well, I told him that when we come out of the dressing room, I'm gonna tell you, son, you're here. It doesn't get bigger than this, And my son remembers the energy and the ambience, So as a little kid, on the shoulders of my cornerman. So it's something that he was made to do. He was born to fight, And I don't want none of my kids to fight, but my compadre Frankie Baby said it best. He said, "Champ, you don't want your kids to fight?" I said, "No." He says, "Okay, who's going to tell your kids you can't be like your dad? Because I'm not going to tell them." When they put it like that, what am I going to say? So I'm here every step of the way for all my boys. And I'm going to be that to the end.
And when we talk about the opponent this weekend, Callum Walsh, we know obviously some people have seen him as the guy that has the relationship with Dana and UFC before this. So what did you make of the booking when it got announced, and what do you make of the style he brings to the fight, Junior?
Callum is a game fighter. I wouldn't call him an opponent. Let's give him his credit, He's here, the A side favored, and I'm coming as B side. But this is something that excites me. This is something that I've never felt before. Having my back against the wall, usually we're the A side. And, you don't see fighters nowadays putting their record on the line, 17-0, 14-0, in a big stage like this. And, I know these are the type of fights that make great fighters. And I feel you continue to raise the bar on, my career, and I will continue to come out on top. They said Korea was too much for me in my last fight. He went the distance with Janibek. He did this with Munguia. And, I showed out. So I just feel I'm the better fighter all around. We both hit hard. And, he has the backing of Freddie Roach. He's a great fighter, but I feel I'm a better fighter.
Obviously, you speak highly of his skills and what he brings to the table. And it's not every day we see two young, undefeated guys go at it in this stage of their career. So do you think this is a fight where maybe potentially we see it run it back down the line?
I mean, sure. Why not? After I win, we could negotiate whatever the case is. But I'm just worried about Saturday. It's here. And this is everything that I've worked hard for. And God doesn't make mistakes. So he, has me here for a reason. I see a lot of people say, hey, this is not a good undercard. This is not this is not that. God doesn't make mistakes. This is my opportunity to show the 154-pound division that there's a new face that you got to start putting, my name amongst with, the Virgils, the Xanders, the Fondoras. I belong there.
And for Fernando, we know some generations grew up watching you fight. I mean, throughout all the big fights you've been in. But maybe come this Saturday, maybe the new demographics and be able to see Junior for the first time, or just started to see his career unfold. So, what's it like seeing the Vargas generation, span across different generations?
It's like this. It's the greatest thing that I ever lived in my life. Bigger than the championships, bigger than being an HBO fighter, bigger than all that. I'm their father, and I didn't have that, so I'm everything that I didn't have to my kids. So I made a lot of mistakes because of that, because I was a young pops, not knowing nothing, not having an example to teach me. But praise God that God sent me a great woman, my wife, the beauty queen, and through thick and thin, that woman never left my side. And there's no woman like my woman, and so I'm just blessed to be here with my kids, being able to guide them and tell them how this is gonna feel, walking out. Granted, what is it? How many?
I don't know, like 60, 68, something like
60,
that.
70,000. Yeah, but I walked out to 15,000. You know what I mean? And it's crazy, 20,000. So, I'm excited for Junior. I'm thankful that I'm able to be there every step of the way with him, to guide him, and to be able to, let him know what to expect, and it's just a blessing for me.
Kenny Bayless from The Official Call.
Hey, come on, legend.
I've been in the gym with you, watching you work out as a young kid, and you're doing great now. And my question is, after this fight, what direction do you plan to go?
I plan on a world title. I mean, that's very, near now. Of course, we have Callum in front of me, and I'm not overlooking Callum, but everything opens for either fighter. This is truly a 50-50 fight. I'm not worried about what people got to say on social media, because most of them don't even box. So
At all.
and so they just don't know. And this is my opportunity. They don't know what I have. And I've been sparring the Terrence Crawfords. I've been sparring the Kell Brooks, Carlos Adames. The list goes on and on of all these world champions that I've worked with, and it's just like they think that my dad is just babying us, guiding us, and they haven't fought nobody. And we're just going to continue to just show with our actions, and my dad shows us dogs and sparring. So when a real fight comes, like Saturday, it's not going to be like a deer in headlights. We're going to be ready for the best Callum Walsh that's going to present himself Saturday.
And it's like this. What did they say about me? Fernando, they fed him to the lions too quickly, right? But I still beat 5 world champions, right? And because I'm taking my time with my kids, they're only fighting bums. The last guy, Korea, that's a real deal, vato.
And you had all of LA right there in my fight. He lands a jab on he lands a hook, and my glove parries it. They get emotional. So, we understand what's at stake. I mean, it's my family's legacy. It's my dad's first and last name. I carry it. I mean, look, this pressure is on me, but I'm confident in my training. I did everything necessary, Dad. I did everything necessary. Sparring. Ron Ellis. This guy's a 68-pounder. Shout out to my boy Ron Ellis.
That guy.
Killer. Every time I would wrap my hands, I'm like, this guy's not gonna work. Like, this guy's gonna try to knock me out. But that's what I need.
Yep.
It's a 68-pounder, always sparring with Canelo, and fought Benavidez. So we're ready for whatever Callum wants to bring. If he wants to box, I'll outbox him. If he wants to bang, I feel I'll be the smarter one in there. So we got a game plan for him. I just want to show you guys Saturday.
So the plan is to stay at 154 and just let your body dictate before you move up to 160.
I make 154 quite easy. I think we're just going to stay at 154. We'll see. I'll talk with my team. I have a tremendous team. I have a great manager, lawyer, Charles Liu. And we'll see what we do from this fight. But I just want to be focused on Saturday.
Junior, over here. The Netflix platform, like how important is that to fight on that for bringing kind of casual fans into boxing that may not know it, but it's on Netflix. They're going to push the button. They're going to be able to see you guys fight.
No, it's huge. You know, this opportunity on Netflix, I mean, you got to take your hat off to Dana White and Turkey, you know, for putting this together. I mean, this is a dream fight, almost a fantasy fight. And you're bringing new eyes to the sport of boxing. And, you know, you got to commend that. There's people like Jake Paul. There's people that bring different eyes to the sport. And if it brings more fans, why not? So we're just excited. I know all the fighters here are, you know, training very hard. And, you know, we're very close to this big day. But I know we all got something to prove and to show the boxing world.
And Senior, can you talk about the importance of something like that for the sport of boxing, to open it up on Netflix?
It's huge. You know, like I said, you know, look, there's just no mistake. We've been serving, I brought my kids to the Lord since they were babies. And so this is all God in the works right now. And He's the one directing it. And He wanted Junior to be on this stage, and that's why He put him on there.
He could have chosen anybody.
Anybody. Why did pick Junior?
He could have chose my younger brother Emiliano.
Yeah.
He could have chose, you know, these top world champions even. But like I said, God doesn't make mistakes. And I'm just so excited to show the boxing world what we've been working on. And this is a father-son team. I hear a lot of people talk about father-son teams. It doesn't work. And I think you just got to be comfortable as a junior. You're not your dad. You know, I'll never be this man. This man has huge shoes, and I'll never feel that. The only thing I could do is be the best junior possible and listen to my pops, and sky's the limit. So this junior team has worked father-son since the amateurs. I didn't even know how to throw straight punches, Dad. You know what I mean? Green. And we're here. Canelo, Crawford, Co-Main. God is the greatest.
Praise Jesus.
Hey, Junior, you talked a little bit about the opportunity, and there's a lot of chatter about this fight being a chance for a breakout for you or for Callum. What does a breakout look like to you? What do you think this fight needs in order to have it be a breakout for you?
A breakout fight, I think, will be just a phenomenal, you know, fight. Whether it's back and forth action, whether it's one-sided, this fight doesn't go the distance. I really feel we both got power, and we both got everything on the line, and we both feel it. So it only makes for a great fight. He has Irish, you know, blood running through his veins. And you already know I'm Mexican, baby. No me sé rajar. And I got the OG Pops next to me. And we're excited. We're excited to show how this is going to end. And I feel I got to stop him. I got to either stop a Callum or knock him out because, you know, he has the backing of Dana and Turkey, which is great. I know how boxing works. But this is going to show what I'm about. That it doesn't matter who the favors are, who's the favorite. A good Callum will be a Vargas Jr. will be a good Callum, and I feel I'm just a better fighter.
Cynthia Conte, Best Women's Boxing Show, period. Apparently, can you clarify, were you the one or someone on your team gave you the reason to post Tabitha Ritchie on your socials, possibly?
I got nothing to say about anything about him and his team.
Okay, thank you.
Fernando, buenas tardes para los dos. Preguntarte, este fin de semana se celebra el Día de la Independencia, la celebración acá en Estados Unidos. Entonces me gustaría saber lo que representa para ti en esta fecha tan importante y que tu padre también llegó a protagonizar algunas peleas en esta fecha.
For everyone, this weekend, Mexican Independence Weekend, how important it is for you to represent Mexico on this day that your dad has been able to do as well.
Me emociona una pelea así, una pelea con Canelo, el apoyo del público mexicano, y ya sé que tengo mi papá aquí, entrenamos bien duro para esta pelea, y quiero enseñar al público que Junior, ya pueden decir mi nombre con todos los 154 peleadores del mundo, los Virgils, los Xanders. Esta pelea le va a enseñar al mundo que no nomás es un apellido, pero que sí tengo talento para esa división.
very excited about this fight, not only to be in a card like this, and important, obviously, following the footsteps of my dad as well, with my dad being on my side, and for everyone that can mention me with all the names, the Virgils, the Xanders out there, just there's a name to it, and you better remember.
Estoy emocionado para Junior. Eso, todo el mundo va a ver quién es Fernando Vargas Jr. Junior, desde muy chiquito, ha pegado bien duro. Y van a ver todo el mundo que no es un récord inflado. Y claro que el récord tiene que ser inflado porque estamos peleando con novatos, subiendo hasta que llegamos a donde estamos ahorita. Pero el poder de mi hijo, van a ver, lo sacó de su papi. Y van a ver a todo el mundo que no es una mentira.
I'm very excited for the kid here. Everybody's going to know who Fernando Vargas Jr. is. And I'll tell you what, since he was a kid, he hit really, really hard. When people want to talk about an inflated record, of course, we're coming up. We're beating the newcomers out there. We're building the record. I'll tell you something. This record is not a lie. Everybody's going to know who Fernando Vargas Jr. is.